is here. The presence is here. Love and spirit prevail on each face. The presence is here, amen. The presence is here. And I will meet you in grace. The presence is here. The presence is here. Love and spirit prevail on each face. The presence is here, amen. The presence is here. And I will meet you in grace. The presence is here. The presence is here. Love and spirit prevail on each face. The presence is here, amen. The presence is here. And I will meet you in grace.
Okay, I invite everyone to stand and join us in singing our songs of celebration.
Sing when Spirit says to sing. When Spirit says to sing, you gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. When the Spirit says sing, you gotta sing right along. You gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. You gotta clap when the Spirit says clap. You gotta clap when the Spirit says clap. When the Spirit says clap, you gotta clap right along. You gotta clap when the Spirit says clap. You gotta hum when the Spirit says hum. You gotta hum when the Spirit says hum. When the Spirit says hum, you gotta hum right along. You gotta hum when the Spirit says hum. You gotta snap when the Spirit says snap. Yeah. You gotta snap when the Spirit says snap. When the Spirit says snap, you gotta snap right along. You gotta snap when the Spirit says snap. You gotta hush when the Spirit says to hush. You gotta hush when the Spirit says to hush. When the Spirit says hush, you gotta hush right along. You gotta hush when the Spirit says hush. You gotta pray when the Spirit says pray. Hallelujah! You gotta pray when the Spirit says pray. When the Spirit says pray, you gotta pray right along. You gotta pray when the Spirit says to pray. I'm grateful, so
love it. I invite you to, while you're on your feet, turn to one another and offer the Namaste greeting. Zoomers, I offer you Namaste. Namaste. All right. Good morning, my friends. Good morning. My name is Reverend Elizabeth Rowley Hogue. If you're tuning in for the first time, hello, Zoomers. Good morning. I'm the spiritual director and senior minister here, and I would like to welcome you to the Awakening Ways spiritual community, where all that we ask is that you remain open to the possibility of awakening to the loving heart, the inspired mind, and sacred soul present in every life. We are an independent New Thought community, and we follow the teachings of Ernest Holmes. Welcome home. We've been waiting for you. Woohoo. If you'll now take a moment to check in on Facebook and then silence your cell phones. And as you do that, I'll invite our practitioner of the day, Jan, up for our Ernest Holmes reading and an invocation.
Is it there? Aha. Technical stuff. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? So our reading this morning is from This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes, Dr. Ernest Holmes. It's a wonderful little book. To realize that God is ever present, ever available, is to know that all the wisdom, intelligence, and power of the universe is right where you are. Your word is power when you know this. This is why everything in your life depends upon your belief, why it is done unto you as you believe. Change your belief and you can change the world. Don't let anyone tell you this isn't true. Those who have used it in the right way have proved it to be true. Those who have never tried it know nothing about it. Don't argue with them, just let them be. So now if you just settle into your seats, relax, and just feel within that beautiful presence that we call the divine, the consciousness, the energy of the universe. On this beautiful fall morning, this is a gift from the divine for us to enjoy, for us to live our highest, to expect the best, to be the best. So we know that this morning has already been pre-planned by the divine. We know it's already in divine order. Our musicians are here with their love and their talent and their consciousness of the divine. And Reverend Elizabeth, with her consciousness, will say to us with her talk this morning whatever it is that we need to hear. So we just rejoice in the fact that all is well here and in our life and in everywhere. And as I release these words unto the law, together we say, and so it is.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know, don't you? Butterflies all having some fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's how I feel. And this old world is a new world, is a bold world for me, and I'm feeling good. Stars, when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Yeah, freedom is mine when I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. I said it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Yes, I'm feeling good. Feeling good.
Wow, oh wow. Yes. Wow, did you all feel that? You feeling good? Woo, I'm feeling good too. Yay, thank you. Let's give them some love. Yeah. Woo. Oh, magnificent. Thank you so much. Good morning. Good morning again, Zoomers. If you're just tuning in, welcome. We see you. I don't see you really, but those guys in the back see you. But I see you. Good morning, friends. Oh, let me just look at you. Hi there. Welcome. I see a couple of new faces that I haven't seen before. Welcome back. Great to see you this morning. It's good to be seen, yeah? Yeah, all right. So here we are. This is our fourth week with me as your new minister, right? Woo, thank you. I'm having a great time, and I hope you are too. And it has been such a beautiful month. I am finding my way, and with Spirit's guidance, of course, and Jan. And Susan, yeah, right? Spirit expressing as Jan. And all of you. So it's good, and what a perfect song, you know? It's new, it's a new day. And this month is so amazing. So for September, we've been looking at the Seed of Awakening of Transcending. And so we began our ascent on September 5th, and we've been reaching higher toward a greater understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe, pushing past our comfort zones and using our understanding in innovative ways to advance us forward, while remembering to include and benefit from the wisdom and experiences that we've gleaned or gained along the way, right? So in our ascension, we have made this commitment to remember to honor the past. And that's in our own lives, but here as Awakening Ways, we're honoring our past and giving thanks for the present. And I like to take it even a step further on that and say give thanks for the nowness of the moment, because the nowness of the moment is like beyond space and time, right? The nowness of the moment. What's happening here and now outside of space and time? Spirit, right? Spirit, outside and inside, including all of it, yes? And so we give thanks for the nowness of the moment, the presence of Spirit that is here in me, as me, and through me, and in, as, and each one of you, like waiting to shine, yeah? And so that, and being open to possibility. What's possible? You know, what else is possible? And the possibility of our future. And what is really present to me is we're all open to this possibility of being the largest New Thought community on the Central Coast, which I'm pretty sure we already are. And so in that, we continue to grow. Good morning. And continue to grow and rise. And so that is really us transcending limited thoughts, right? For me, that's what it's all about. Really like, oh, this is possible, and taking that step forward and then allowing myself to experience that with full trust in spirit. So that's the key, isn't it? Full trust in spirit, because sometimes we don't want to take that step forward. But why? Because there's a fear, some fear of pain or fear of loss or fear of something. But if we can translate that, shape-shift that energy into faith and trust in spirit, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to want for or even need as we remember who we are. Are you with me? Yeah. Cool. So it's been a historic month for all of us, yes? For the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living and for the Awakening Ways Spiritual Community, two communities that were once one community, split off into two communities, and now we're back to one community. I mean, how cool is that, right? That is amazing. And so it's like a return to wholeness, a return to this experience of oneness that we know so well. And it's no more us and them, but we. Thank you. It's like we practiced or something, isn't it? So we have risen together as one community, and we will continue to rise as we go. Now, these are exciting times, fun, and it's like a thrilling adventure. How many of you like to adventure? Right, okay, good. Most of you. Yeah. For those of you that aren't in for the adventure, you can lean into your friends in the community, and they'll kind of help you along the way, right? And lean into spirit and me, right? I'm here for you too. So I like to, at the end of the month, kind of go through the month and wrap it all up, tie it all together. And so September 5th, we looked at what Ralph Waldo Emerson said, what lies behind us and what lies before us are but tiny matters compared to what lies within us. And so we held on to that as a quote for pretty much the full month, right? And I talked about the caterpillars, the beautiful little caterpillars that I saw on silent retreat that time, and how I heard that voice, be careful, you'll step on your own head. And we had some fun with that. And then really remembering that when we're in the midst of change, that we want to lean into God, lean into the light like tulips lean to the light. Has anybody ever had tulips? You see how they just sort of lean toward the light. It's fascinating. I love to see that. And it's such a good reminder for us each to lean toward the light, right? And we lean inward, and sometimes we lean outward to our spiritual community, our friends, our family, our practitioners and ministers to help us see that light. I just got the God bumps again. I love that. All of that to help us really remember who we are. And so we can also lean into the light, lean into spirit through our prayer, our meditation, any of our spiritual practice, our chanting, our spiritual education. All of that has us lean in to spirit. And all of this for the purpose of rising above. Now, what are we rising above? We're rising above the limits of our thoughts, right? So the limitations of past beliefs or I like to call vintage thought patterns that have gotten us to where we are but aren't going to get us to where we're going, right? And September 12th was all about transcending old paradigms of being and getting clear and present to those elements that we've experienced that are actually life-supporting. And we want to bring those with us where we're going, right? And leave everything else behind. And bring with us all that will serve the greater evolution of our consciousness. So take what works and leave the rest. How cool is that? And the call was really let go and go deeper. Can we let go of what we have known and go deeper and take that step in full faith, in full trust, and in full belief? So it was also the week that we acknowledged all that was occurring in the world, and there's still so much occurring, right? But it seemed like there was just a culmination of so many different events that week, and everything in the world with the vaccinations, and I mean, what else was going on? Hurricanes, and people are getting stressed, and a lot of stuff going on in the world, right? And how we are called as spiritual beings to be a light in the darkness, to be that light. And I shared that week the story of the farmer and the donkey. And remember, the donkey fell down in the well, and the farmer was going to leave it in the well and invited his friends over to help shovel dirt into the well. And the donkey, that wise donkey, realized what was going on, and it shook it off, shook it off and took a step up. And so we were called to remember that in our own lives. When the dirt is getting shoveled onto us, we can shake it off and take a step up, right? Shake it off, take a step up. And then I was just thinking about that Taylor Swift song, shake it off, woo, woo. Okay. Yeah. And then Mr. Rogers, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you remember this part? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? And he said that when he was young and he would see scary things that in the news, his mother would tell him, look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping. And so when these things are happening in the world, that was our call also. We can bring the light into our own consciousness, into our own hearts, by looking for the helpers and shaking it off and taking a step up. Now, I also shared that story about Manesh. Remember Manesh, the World Gem Shop worker who put me on the back of his moped and drove me all over Rishikesh? And I was scared and sad, and he said, Elizabeth, I'm your family now. And so that was really speaking to the present moment and transcending all my fears and what I was thinking. It was the thoughts that were weighing me down, right? And once I could release that, I was grateful, thankful, and one with the Spirit all around me, just like that song, right? Just like that song. So transcend and include. Keep what is of value to us and leave the rest. And then last week, September 19th, was about the road getting rocky. When the road gets rocky, we're called to turn it into inspiration, yes? So take that negative sting off of it. And I said, and eat some Rocky Road ice cream. It sounded good in the moment. And then I listened to this wonderful video of, I can't remember the lady's name, but she wrote a really good book, which I also can't remember the name of right now. But anyway, the video was awesome. And what she was saying is that we've actually got to not do that, and I thought, oops, I went for the rocky road, but everything's cool, my road is not rocky right now. And so I had a little bit of rocky road. But the point was, what we do sometimes is when the road gets rocky, we try to find the easy way out. And we want to find that easy button and just be transported into something that's easy. And that's when we pick up the food and eat it if we're food addicts, ice cream, right? Or pick up the drink or the smoke or whatever it is, go shopping and spending. And that's actually what we are not wanting to do. What we're called to do is look at that pain and let it in and ask, what has this come to teach me, right? What am I to learn? How am I to grow from this experience? And so we also talked about finding our footing and handholds and using these handholds to lift us up and lift us up out of darkness when it's time, right? When it's time. This is not to say you're not to adequately feel your feelings. We're feeling our feelings and moving through them. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not pitch my tent there or build a condo and hang out there forever and ever and ever. I'm going to keep on walking, right? I will keep on walking. And so we are called to consciously use our creative power as we go, yes? So how does that look? Well, the reminder that all of our self-talk is hypnosis. The self-talk that's happening maybe in your head right now or that happened this morning that no one is aware of, that is how you're programming yourself, hypnotizing yourself, right? If you're sitting at home, I know none of us here are, but for the people we know who might be sitting at home watching the news all day long, like they're actually being hypnotized by that because it's just going through their minds constantly, and the next thing they know, they're agitated, stressed, and then they need some help. And it's because they've allowed that into their system and they've become sort of hypnotized by it. And so you're here and you're hearing the message here today, and that helps us all, right? Because then we hear something pop up through our minds throughout the week. We hear a song lyric, like one line even, you know? Or there was a conversation that you had here with somebody, one of your friends, and one thing that was said really stuck with you, and you've got this gold nugget, and then that pops up through the week. And so the point is, all the self-talk that we have is hypnosis. We can actually hypnotize ourselves, program ourselves to be happy when we see the color orange. Or we can program ourselves to feel abundant when we see the color green, etc., right? You get the point. You tell yourself, you set your intention, you speak that word, and then it becomes true in your life. It's really that simple. I mean, who knew, right? Wish I had that technology 20 years ago. But here we are, it's perfect, right as it is. And then we looked at how what's in the way maybe is the way. What if what's in the way is the way? And that was all about allowing that pain to become inspiration and allowing our spiritual practices to keep us grounded and present so that we can embody resilience, which is the capacity to bounce back, right? The capacity to bounce back. And so we ask the questions, again, what has this come to teach me? What am I to learn? And how am I to grow? And I left you all with that beautiful affirmation, I allow, I accept, I receive soothing, healing love. Remember that? Yeah. So today is about how we ultimately have realized throughout this month that we rise, not in spite of our challenges and discomforts, but because of them, right? There is that within us that continues to call us forward and upward on our journey of awakening, that calls us to a greater understanding of ourselves, our relationship with self with a capital S, and our role and purpose in the world right now. So there's an energy in thought, and it's not because we wish it to be so, it just is. There's an energy in our thoughts. All of our thought forms are units of energy, units of mental energy, right? And so there's a definite and specific thinking that draws in the energy to our consciousness and our conscious desires and allows these to be manifested in our lives. In other words, what you think about, you bring about. Could have said that real easily. Right? What we think about, we bring about. And so what is the main focus of your thinking? And Ernest Holmes said, I know there is a power for good which is responding to me and bringing into my experience everything that is necessary to my unfoldment. The power for good uses every part of my human experience, the joyous and the challenging, the pleasure and the pain, to guide me into a deeper awareness and knowingness of itself as me. In God, nothing is wasted, nothing. All of my experiences are used by the power of good, enabling me to help others and bless the world. Glory. Amen, right? Woo! Nice, thank you. Hey. And so there is a great poem. So the talk title for today is actually, And Still I Rise. And so Maya Angelou's classic poem, Still I Rise, is the namesake for this week's topic, right? And so that poem was actually written in response to a specific cultural experience, like all great poetry, right? And it articulates universal truth, like all great poetry. So the refrain of Still I Rise is the heartbeat of truth, proclaiming that there is within each of us that which is unstoppable, inexhaustible, inextinguishable, and unchangeable. It is right here within us all, right? And so it is that which we call God, spirit, divine, intelligence, that in which we live, move, and have our being. Like a tender sprig of green pushing up through the concrete sidewalk, life rises as us, each one of us, always transcending all the barriers within us. And still I rise. So I'm going to read this poem to you. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room? Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides. Just like hopes springing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Ooh, I got the God bumps. Yeah. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise. Woo! Yeah. unstoppable, yes? Yeah. That pretty much sums it all up, and so it is. Okay, and so, wow, yeah, powerful. And still I rise. Can you think of some moments in your life that you went through and at the time you didn't know how it was going to be for you to get to the other side? Devastation. I know I've got just the God bumps are going. And upset, right? But something in you got you through that. That something is spirit. That something is divine. It is the God in you. It is your soul. It rises up no matter what. And so if we can remember to count on that in our moments of darkness and in our moments of light, right? In our moments of light, like when we're 10,000 times brighter and it's going to magnify it beyond our imagination, you know? And also remember that in our moments of darkness and devastation. Wow. We can shine. And we do shine, and we'll keep on shining. So, pain as a portal to power. In New Thought, sometimes we tend to avoid pain and suffering and use this spiritual bypass or other forms of denial. Have you known anybody that has done that? We see it as other or bad rather than an evolutionary opportunity to be clearer openings for the greater expression of spirit. But bypass, it's like hitting that easy button and going for the ice cream, right? It's like, oh, I'm just going to go shopping. Math is hard, let's go shopping. This is sad, I want to feel good, let's go shopping. It seems like I'm too familiar with that, right? Not me. But bypass is a temporary and ultimately unsatisfying fix. And it robs us of those deep lessons, the wisdom and the power that challenging life experiences can offer us. One of the biggest offerings in that is, it's like cultivating our relationship with that place within us that will always rise, which is the divine, right? So we're cultivating that relationship constantly. And if we reframed that pain as an expression of spirit and considered it to be like a holy portal leading us to the center of our own unique power and purpose, then we have arrived. Yes. So there's a great story about a monk who decides to meditate alone. And he goes away from his monastery and he takes a boat and goes out into the middle of the lake. And you can imagine the scene, right? Oh, look, right here. It's a boat in the middle of the lake. Feeling the peace, feeling the presence, undisturbed silence for hours. I love the silence. That's why I'm speaking of it so highly. But that undisturbed silence, right? Hours and hours, when suddenly he feels the blow of another boat that hits his. And his eyes are still closed, but he begins to feel this anger rising up in him. And he opens his eyes, and he is ready to shout at this boatman who dared to disturb his meditation. But when he opened his eyes, he saw that it was an empty boat. It wasn't tied up. It was just floating in the middle of the lake and happened to hit his boat. At that moment, the monk achieved self-realization because he understood that the anger was within him. It simply needed to hit an external object to provoke it. After that, whenever he met someone who irritated him or provoked his anger, he remembered, the other person is just an empty boat. Just an empty boat. So that's a story by Thich Nhat Hanh. Now the lesson is, according to what we're talking about today, if this anger is an expression of spirit that has come to teach me something, I now see that anger is an emotion within me that can be provoked by something outside of me. And I should honor that and take that in, right? And then choose to transcend that anger, not by eating Rocky Road ice cream or shopping or gambling or whatever the case may be, but by transcending the anger by healing my past. What is it that's in me that is angry? You know, is it the 13-year-old? Is it the 40-year-old or whoever it is, right? Is it that one thing that happened way back in the day? And by healing that, I only mean bringing more of Spirit's love, shining the light in the darkness of that, right? So that it can be released and dissipated because it's not serving us and where we are going. Woo! So we choose to transcend the anger by healing our past and bringing a full understanding of our place in the universe into the present. Forgiving, releasing, and loving myself as I believe God loves me. That was your God alarm. And so we know that nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted, right? Nothing. We know there is a divine intelligence, a creative power back of all things that operates in, through, and as us perfectly. Nothing is wasted. All is used for good. In this context, then, we face life's joys and challenges with equanimity, knowing that all of our experiences are used by Spirit in service to our greater unfoldment. So that which is most devastating produced the texture and uniqueness of the work of art that is each one of us. Yeah. That means you're a masterpiece. You're a masterpiece. You are a masterpiece. And I know that there is so much about each one of us that a lot of people don't know. But know that you, exactly as you are, exactly as you brought yourself here, Spirit brought you here today, you're a masterpiece. Well, turn to somebody and say, you are a masterpiece. Masterpieces, all of you. You're a masterpiece too. So that which was unbearable in the past ushers forth the light, shining as you, serving now as a holy beacon to all. You are a masterpiece. You, Zoomers, are a masterpiece. So friends, ultimately and in conclusion of the month of September, Seed of Awakening, Transcending, the power of God rises in me, and I am free. Will you say that with me? The power of God rises in me, and I am free. Woo! So we were birthed into existence on this planet at this time for a purpose. We must get our bloated nothingness out of the path of the divine circuits flowing through us such that we might shine our lights like we never have shined before. The bloated nothingness being playing small, feeling less than, not knowing the how and just giving it up, thinking you're not good enough, too old, too young, too broken, not broken enough, not educated enough, or whatever it is that's getting in the way of our radiant good. Enough! We're done with that. We transcend all of that by letting Spirit within us rise up. Let it rise up. We're going to have to stand up and feel that. Let it rise up. So that we can say, rise up, my soul, and quicken me with heavenly fervor. Speak words that make people glad, happy, loved, and connected. Show me the finished kingdom through which I walk. I recognize that I have the power and strength of God within me, and it is mine to use, and I use it. Yes! Woo! Okay, you can be seated. And I would like to now invite the musicians to come up and get ready. And while they are doing so, I want to remind everyone about our YouTube page. So we've got youtube.com/Z32 squiggly blah, blah, blah. We want it to be youtube.com/Awakening Ways. In order to get that, we need 100 subscribers. We have 78. A lot of you subscribed last week, so thank you. So we need 22 more. So if you haven't yet done that, and we would love to have you go into that YouTube. You can search YouTube or search Google and smash the subscribe button, as Travis says. Yes. She likes that. Go and smash that subscribe button, and we'll get to our 100 likes. You can search Google for Awakening Ways Spiritual Community. And there's a link on our website too, I think, if you want to go to that. If you need help, you can talk to Travis. And also, Travis is looking for some assistance on the tech team. Is that right, Travis? Right. And so if you or anyone you know would be interested in serving in some way on the tech team, you're interested in technology from sound to Zoom to whatever, if you can... talk to Travis. Okay, let's take a deep breath together. And join me in turning your attention inward and returning to that beautiful, expansive space within. This is the space where I know and remember with every fiber of my being that Spirit is all that there is. It is all that there ever was, and it is all that there ever will be. And I'm so grateful in this moment to take this opportunity to stop and drop into this space of the heart, which is the space of transcendence, because I have tuned in to Spirit. And as I have tuned in to Spirit within me, I am aligning myself with it. And now I can move through my day harmonizing with the divine. And that is the sweetest sound to everyone. So everywhere I go, I know that I am meeting and greeting my secret and unseen self, none lesser or greater in whole or worth, but acknowledging and knowing that we are each as eternal and vast as the space that spans beyond the myriad universes. Wow! That makes it so wonderful to meet everybody, every situation and experience and person and animal. All that we meet and greet is the divine presenting itself in the most glorious and magnificent way. What a gift. What a gift this life is. What a gift this day is. And I know that as each one of us moves forward from here, we remember who we are. We are grounded and anchored in truth. We are unstoppable. A beneficial presence on this planet. And life is good. And I am grateful as I release this prayer, knowing it is so. And so it is. Yes. Thank you.
Blissfully we're living in this field. blissfully we're swimming in the sea of dreams, gracefully, faithfully we're living a life in spirit, blissfully in spirit, blissfully in spirit, blissfully living our life in spirit. Do-do-do, 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 we're living a life in spirit. We're living a life in spirit. We're living a life blissfully.
All right. Oh, is there another one? No. Okay. Was like out of my mind for a moment, you know. Just get tuned in and like, whoa, there's something happening. All right, I'm going to invite the ushers to please come forward. Is there a second? Oh, yes, there we go. Thank you. See, I know. It's just like out of it, right? Feeling the love. Woo! It's okay. All right, so my friends, if this service has inspired you in any way, I invite you to please consider making a donation in support of our community, and that would be wonderful. We have an affirmation that I believe is printed in your bulletin, and I invite you to take your gift and place it over your heart. And if you're on Zoom, there is a PayPal button or PayPal link that should be added in there for you. And then I like to do repeat after me, but I think you guys know the affirmation, so let's try that. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Joyously I give, and joyfully I receive. And so it is. All right.
Divine love
You're on.
flows through me, blessing all I give. Divine love flows through me, blessing all I give. Divine love flows through me, blessing all I give. Divine love flows through me, blessing all I give. Divine love flows through me, blessing all I give.
Okay. What a beautiful morning. Let's just take a deep breath within and just relax. And we give thanks for this abundance that has been shared from your heart. We know that the abundance of the universe is in these baskets. And we know that we are abundant individuals. We know that we are beams of light. And today, as we leave here, we let our light shine. We rise up today, tomorrow, to be the very, very best that we can be. Allowing all of this to be, I let my words go, and together we say, and so it is. Amen.
All right, Sonia is going to come forward. And remember, right in front here. Yay!
Morning.
Morning.
So these are my marshmallow builders today. Yes. Our goal was 3 foot, but we made it to 1, so that's fantastic. We built a very strong foundation. All of our marshmallows represent good thoughts that we put out there, good deeds that we do. And our creation is like a little ship. So our affirmation today, although we were almost brave enough to speak into the microphone, we did come up with it, is I am a helper and I choose to be happy. Yes.
Yay! Beautiful. Thank you. All right. Thank you. And then I'll now have our announcements. Angel Jen come up and give us some of the wonderful announcements for today.
Thank you. Does anybody remember being that size? No, I know. Oh, they're so cute. So last week we thanked the musicians for all that they do. And we also thanked Travis and Brian for getting us out onto Zoom and YouTube. Thank you. There's one other person we need to thank, and that's Robin South. So most of you do not know that prior to COVID, Robin was here every Sunday morning at 8:30. He was the first person here, pulling things out of the closet, getting the cords out, helping the band to set up, and now he's still doing it every single Sunday. He's here at 8:30. And you will notice at the end of the service, he will be back working again, putting everything away. Now, the difference between pre-COVID and post-COVID is that pre-COVID, he used to bring donut holes. So, no pressure, Robin. Okay, so we are still with our Ragged Point fundraiser, and for those of you that are on Zoom, you can go to Awakening Ways. We sent out an email yesterday with a link to our website so that you can push the little button and either buy one ticket for $20, $10, or 13 tickets for $100. And then your tickets, copies of your tickets will be mailed to you that are on Zoom. So this will run through October 31st. If you haven't ever been up to Ragged Point, it is an amazing, beautiful, beautiful location. So Anna and Betty will be over there at the sales desk, and they'll be happy to take your money. We love to take your money. Speaking of taking your money, on Friday, October the 8th, Again, we're hosting an open house over at our office. Many of you have never seen our office at 7350 El Camino Real, and so we're very happy that you will be coming to visit it for the first time. Reverend Elizabeth will be there, and we'll have most of our books and all of our gifts that are there on 50% off in time for Christmas. From 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. So October 8th, and we'll send out an email, October 8th, Friday, October 8th, and we'll send out an email reminder of that also. And then don't forget that on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock, Reverend Elizabeth hosts a midweek spiritual check-in, and it's really wonderful. It's just so wonderful to just come together and with like-minded people and have that hour with Reverend Elizabeth. It's very special. And then don't forget, if you are new or first time here, this is the form out in the lobby that you will fill out if you want to receive our emails. Otherwise, you don't know what is going on. So this is out in the lobby. And let's see, what else do we have here? That's it. So now last week, I wasn't the practitioner, but this week I am the practitioner. So I can't invite myself up here because I'm already here. So here we are. So, prayer time. So if there's something going on in your life, you absolutely know that you can depend on the soul support team to pray for you during the week. All you have to do is fill out the prayer request form, put it in the prayer box over there, and you are covered for a whole week. If something comes up during the week, go to our website. Go to our email address, awakeningways@thegrid.net, and fill out just tell us what you need, and we are there for you. Contact one of the practitioners or ministers if you need to have some private get-together. And then Anna won't be in the back this week. I will be in the back this week following the service if you would like to have a short miracle prayer. What are we doing next? See, we've changed the order. It's your turn now.
All right, now we're going to circle up. Right. Oh. Oh, I need my hands for a second.
Oh, yeah, we don't.
Not yet. Won't you know with me that you are never alone, that God is where you are right now and always, and all that we ever need do is look within. And it is here we will find we are guided, sustained, directed, and inspired by a source that knows only good. Joyously let us make use of these gifts in all that we think, in all that we say, and in all that we do. Please repeat after me, something wonderful is happening as me right now.
Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my pocketbook. Life is in my relationships. I think it. I feel it. I believe it. I express it. I accept it. Just the way that it is. And just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Woohoo! Right. Now we can go. Oh, I got to turn myself off.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful.